Hey, everybody. Welcome. Today, I am here with my friend Kellan and we're here to talk to you about something that we've been working on together and something that's going to help you guys grow, especially you coaches out there. But for now, I just want to introduce Kellan. If you don't know Kellan already, Kellan is the ultimate alchemist. He is author of 19 now, right? 19 books now? 19 books. He's gone from corporate consultant to coach and author and just been crushing it lately. So, Kellan, just before I really get into it, tell us a little bit more about yourself for those out there that don't know who you are.
You know, it's fun when I can say I only do one thing. And the only thing I do is help motivated people who feel that yearning to do more or be more to achieve that dream. That means sometimes get clarity to identify what they're really yearning to do and haven't had the courage to do or organization to do, to get them to identify, get the clarity, and then the confidence. Because the second thing that gets in everybody's way is they think they don't matter, they don't have enough, it doesn't, whatever, they're too old, too young, too this, too that, and they don't have what it takes to really make a difference in the world. And my focus is on helping people understand and then eliminate that. And then beyond just switching the mindset, get it organized, get it created, get in the world so you can actually make a difference, especially coaches. I love people that are in the people encouragement business because we sure need that.
Yes, absolutely. And so, Kellan, you've recommended recently a book of yours to me, and that's The Results Equation. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and I can see now why you recommended it to me. It's an amazing book. I actually quoted you on my Facebook timeline this morning because I love that quote about how you can't create it unless you can see it or unless you can imagine it. And that's so true, so true. And I love to talk about belief and vision. So one of the things we're talking about here, folks, is we're running a virtual event, a live virtual event, where it's all about helping coaches either become a more powerful coach or build a bigger coaching practice. And we're calling it, and it's called Upgrade Your Coaching. And so with that, Kellan here, one of his topics or his main topic is going to be the fastest path to coaching cash. So Kellan, tell us a little bit about what that looks like or what that would look like with people that join.
So if you're a coach, you have two things that are true. One, you're in the people encouragement business. You might want to help people level up or step into their power or whatever those cliche phrases are we see thrown around. And I say cliche not because there's anything wrong with them, because there's not. But the truth is, you had something happen to you. You went through some experience or process or discovery or hardship or something that made you realize, wow, I have something that could help the right people, a certain group of people, if I can just get a hold of them. And so you feel a calling. Right. Coaching is a job, but it's a profession, but it's also a calling, kind of like being a doctor. I have a client who's a 40-year, I have two of them right now. The one's a 40-year doctor, one's a 50-year doctor. Both of them have written books and but now they're into helping people with some particular thing that they've seen all their lives. And so something has happened to you to make you feel called to be a coach.
Right.
The process of getting to be a good coach is learning to language properly, express properly what happened to you to make you make this discovery. If you can describe it well enough that people understand it and can see themselves in your story, then they begin to resonate with you, and that allows you the power to challenge them, to invite them, to lift them, to help them, clean off the dirty windshield or whatever it is, to see the possibilities. And so the best way to become a good coach is to have a good coach.
Right.
Because coaching itself is not easy to teach. I had great coaches, but before I did, I studied, I read, I went to some coaching academy, and they give you ideas and processes, but until you experience regularly, not just once, the feeling of the wake up, the understanding, the growth, because you're in a good coaching relationship, that's the fastest way to become a good coach. The second part of this is filling your coaching practice. This is where people just stumble and stumble and stumble. Number one, they feel like, well, it ought to be free. I'm doing sacred work, right? So it should be free. And they hesitate to charge. Or if they do, they just want to charge a little bit. And the other story is, well, I don't know if it'll work. Well, the success of your coaching depends very little on the coolness of your questions and how impressive your recovery of whatever story is. It depends on your ability to connect and make the person feel heard, loved, listened to. And so there's two parts to a coaching practice. This is a circle. One is the actual coaching part, and that's what you love to do and you feel called to do. And the other part is the prospecting and closing deals part. And that feels yucky. And if you're like most, you run out and you get some clients and then you stop working on it really because it's not very much fun to prospect and close deals. And you run over to the half you like until you're out of money and or out of clients and the agreements have ended and everybody didn't renew or whatever. It doesn't matter. And then you got to go do that part you hate. You can eliminate that line. The fastest way to fill your practice is stop creating an emotional, a visceral, a spiritual connection or differentiation between the two. When you learn to love and listen and understand that the conversations are about the client, their growth, their truth, their lenses, their needs, signing clients is like breathing. And believe me, I've been in the place where I screwed up so many enrollment conversations. I thought I was going to die of embarrassment just because I thought it's so bad. What's wrong with me? How come I can't do this? And now closing clients is like breathing. I have a sign on the wall. My business motto, I never look for clients. I look for people to love, opportunities to serve, and problems to solve. And I don't have any problem keeping my coaching practice full.
Nice. I love that sign. That sign is amazing. That's great. That's great. So that's great. And for anyone listening in, you see where you're coming from and why it's so important that you get to hear the whole conversation from Kellan. So join us at the Upgrade Your Coaching virtual summit. I mean, here's a link here. Go to this link down here. Sign up. It's all free. There is a potential for a mega VIP pack. However, it's free to join, free to be with us. It's 2 full days, September 15th and 16th, where we're going to have full days of various speakers. Kellan's going to blow it out of the water. He's going to help you grow, help you become a better coach, help you build that practice. And like he said, he's going to help you find how client creation is like breathing and how you're going to be able to take away that line and uncreate that line that's in that circle there.
So, I want to say, can I throw one more thing in here, Tony?
Yeah, please.
So here's the thing. There's a URL on the screen, and it's to enroll in a free You know what? I'm not going to disagree with Tony because nobody's going to ask you to get out your credit card and pay money. But it's not free. It's going to cost you 2 days. It's going to cost you changing your mind about who you are and how you show up in the world. And if you don't pay whatever I don't even know what the price is for the upgrade. All that tells me is you're not serious about your coaching practice because you're dabbling and you're hoping to collect some more free information that's going to somehow do the transformation from you from outside. It ain't going to happen. And Tony might get pissed off that I get all excited, but I don't even care. Here's the deal. You're going to have to invest in your growth, in facing your fears and understanding what they are, and then realizing that you invented them. And everybody that's ever been in the people encouragement business, however you think of it, and I have a lot of other names for it. I call it blind spot protection service. I call it the anxiety annihilation business. I call it the obstacle obliteration business. There's a whole bunch of them. I got like 12 of these fun names that remind me why I'm really there. And none of those are for me. It's never about me. So you are going to invest. You're going to invest 2 days of your time. And then after that, you're going to invest and a little bit of money to join the VIP. And after that, you're going to invest in monumental change. And if you do that, I can promise you, you can grow your coaching practice to any size you want. You can charge whatever fees you want. It is directly proportional to the level of upgrade you're willing to provide. You're able and willing to provide to those who trust you with their fears, their worries, their barriers, their obstacles. You have the power to learn to eliminate barriers, move mountains, and mobilize superpowers. but you have to do the work because it ain't going to come in a box from Amazon.
Right. Right. No, it won't. You're right. You have to put in the work. And thank you. Yes, there is that cost. And thank you for the improvement on how I presented it.
Well, I wasn't even thinking that. I want people to come ready to work.
Right. And they need to. Like you said, if you want to change, you have to make changes. And so in order to do that, you have to put in the work. You have to be committed to making those changes. So I love that you brought that up like that. Thank you for that. So for a little bit of, again, back to the folks that may not know everything about you, can you give us just a quick summary of your background to where you came from to where you are now and why it's so important that they listen to you?
And maybe why did you write 19 books? Couldn't you figure out how to say what you had to say in one? All right. So here's the deal. I had a 30-year career from 1977 to 2007 in the energy industry. Very high-profile career. I had C-suite positions in the United States and Canada. I was in the middle of some very controversial deregulation stuff in California and in Canada. Very, very bankruptcies of large companies, the bankruptcy of the largest utility in the United States, billions and billions of dollars, lots of drama, as it were. I've testified before Congress in the U.S. I had a contract with Her late Majesty the Queen, all kinds of real high-profile stuff. And the answer is, so what? Because during that 30 years, I made a lot of money, had a lot of positions, and I was a personal disaster because I did not understand the principles of creating my life on purpose. I thought it was about money and power and all the rest of the stuff that we all learn, right? So I did all that, and I did a really good job. And I also was an addict and in and out of rehab and hated myself and attempted suicide a couple times. In 2007, and that, by the way, is the reason I wrote one of the books, Tightrope of Depression. But anyway, in 2007, I had a big change, a life-changing event. And just like I spoke about this event, that event happened. And the story's too long for now, but it's in the book Tightrope. That event happened, but it was just the event. The work came afterwards because it didn't do anything except help me see a possibility. But the possibility was only available after some work and hard work at that. And so in 2000, end of 7, I left the entire career after 30 years. I walked away from millions of dollars of contracts. I literally started my life over and started saying, what am I going to do? Well, the first thing I had to do is get my own crap together and do some work on myself, which took 2 or 3 years, 3 or 4 years, actually. And after that time, I finally said, okay, what am I going to do that means something? Because I already knew how to make money and do all that other stuff that's supposed to be cool, but isn't. So I then began to get into the world of coaching. I thought, I know how to help people do what I've just been doing the last 4 years. That work from where I was, it was a disaster, to a person who was transparent, clear, powerful, knows what he's doing in the world and that sort of jazz. So I did that work, and it was hard and it was difficult and required me to change a lot of stuff about who I'd been into a new person. And then I began to feel like I should start writing. So I wasn't an author before that. I didn't even think of myself as one. I'd written some technical papers in all those other years. So I started writing books and started exploring what it meant to be of service to others, feeling similar yearnings or distress or struggle about who they're being and everything they've been told. So for the last 16 years since that happened, 12 years since I got through the bulk of the hard work, I've written these 19 books. I have spoken at seminars all over the world, and I have a coaching practice with clients on nearly every continent, not Antarctica, but clients all over the place. I haven't had any penguins lately. But anyway, and the purpose of all that isn't to say, yay, me. The question is, I have a mission. And my mission, I use some kind of descriptions of my mission this year, and my year ends October 14th. So by the date of this summit, I'll only have 1 month left. My mission that I set for this year is to help 50 million people to discover who they really are, and then to make a choice to lean into that and create from that infinite place. And that might mean staying right what they're doing, but changing who they're being while they do it. It might mean changing what they're doing. It might mean a lot of things, but what I know it means is internal commitment and satisfaction and creating what I call the ultimate life, a life of purpose, prosperity, and joy, which is available to every person if they want to grab the levers of their own life and create it. So that's what I do now. And the only thing I do is work on that goal of 50 million, which incidentally, I'm excited to report I got past it. So I made it. So this October 14th, I'm going to set a new one.
Nice.
And that'll be fun too. That's Kellan.
That would be wonderful. And congratulations on hitting that. That's an amazing goal. I remember when you first set that. I was super proud of you, and I'm proud of you for making it there. Thank you. Thank you for serving that many people.
You're welcome. And I'm thrilled that you're doing what you're doing. So I can't be done here without honoring Tony. And I guess you're partnering with Eric to put this conference on, who I think is also speaking. Yeah. The purpose of all this speaking is to create a space in you to ask yourself a question. And the question is, am I really being who I want to be? Am I showing up the way I want to? Am I accessing the depth of my own divinity, my own power, and my soul? And everything that everybody speaks about is just going to be other ideas and tools about how to create yourself and how to create and fill your coaching practice.
Yes.
And so no matter who it is, and build your business. Tony made a good point, and that is, I've run other businesses too. I've owned a recording studio off and on for decades and had lots of interesting clients. The process of creating business is just creating value. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I talk about is a thing called crush your client enrollment. And it doesn't matter. I aimed it at coaches, but the 4 steps of client enrollment or client creation are the same. I don't care what your business is. If it's a recording studio, a dance studio, publishing books, or selling pool supplies, it's the same process. Yeah. Anyway, I probably said more than you wanted, but there we are.
No, you've said just the right amount, and I would absolutely love you to keep on going. I love our conversations. I love the things you share with me and with other people, and so I could listen to you for hours, Kellan.
You know what? It's not even about what I say. It's only about, I know you know this, but you or the people that are going to watch this video now or later, it's about what you choose to allow to make a difference for you, because it's one thing, we all do this, to read a cool book or go to a speech or a conference or whatever. Ooh, that was cool. And then it, sort of fades back into yesterday's news as you get overwhelmed with business, your own business, life and things. And I don't have time and I don't have this and that. You can wait forever for that thing to come from outside, Amazon or the ether or whatever, to do the work. It ain't going to happen.
Right.
You can have whatever you want, put on your gloves, get the tools, create a clear vision, build a path, activate the required resources. That's it. And you can have whatever you want.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Kellan. So guys, I've got the link down here again. Make sure you go to the link, register for this wonderful event, come prepared to take action. From everyone you listen to, everyone you learn from, and it's going to be a great weekend, and we'll see you on the inside. Kellan, any last words before we call it?
Yeah. One of the things that I struggled with for many years, especially because, I lived for those decades from the time I left home at 17 until I was 52 with depression. I struggled with the not good enough, my version of that. Not good enough, not something enough. And you know what's funny? That was despite the fact that I was blessed with really smarts. I was able to do a lot of things, but that doesn't matter. The story in me was that somebody was going to realize that I was not all that I sucked, right? And that kept me from trying very hard, created procrastination because that allows for excuse if it doesn't go over the line well. It created all kinds of problems that got in my own way. And that's what that silly cliche phrase means. It means we are inventing roadblocks. We're inventing reasons, and you're free to do that. So really clear, however loud I yell or whatever dance I do or any of the other speakers, you're free to stay right where you are and not do jack. Go right ahead. And you're going to continue to get and have what you get and have now. But if you want a new thing, you got to be a new person.
Yes, exactly. Exactly right. Thank you, Kellan. Thank you for our conversation today. Always appreciate you. Love you, my friend. And everyone watching, make sure you click the link below, and we'll see you on the inside. Take care.
Bye-bye.